All right, you guys, happy August the 1st. Awesome. August is going. And so we're so excited. July, whether it was good, bad, ugly, or amazing, it's over. So we're on to August, and it's going to be a really great Mary Kay month because we have a lot of things to be excited about with August. We've got new products, we've got some new contests. And so we're going to just real briefly, I'm going to tell you about a couple of the new things for August, and then we're going to go into our summer school. Okay. There's not too many new things, so it won't take very long. First of all, I do want to remind everybody to register for seminar. The deadline is August 13th. So for all the women that are watching this and go, oh yeah, now when is it? That's when I know they were never planning on going. Now when is it again? So it is this month. It's August the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And there will be classes for all levels. There'll be recognition. And they're really trying to make it so much better than it has been in the past, even though it was good in the past. So you guys want to register for that. If you register for the Rock and Red Rally, then it's only $45. If you didn't, then it would be $50. And then after seminar's over on the 23rd, you will see the next time you order, you will be able to order $50 retail for free. Okay, so you can just tack it onto your next order and it'll just minus the wholesale amount of that. Okay, so you want to do that. And if you just haven't done it yet, you still have time. That's what's so great. So all the new consultants in July, hey, you might think, I don't even know what this is about. This is a great way to see what you want to do for next year's seminar, because if you are watching it, you can say, hey, that's where I want to be next year. So you want to register for seminar. The second thing is we have our Powered by Pink contest still going on, our year-long contest. So in the chat or on YouTube or on Zoom, if you won your Powered by Pink earrings, I want you to tell me that you won in the chat. So let me know if you won the earrings. So you guys are on target for the Consistency Club. And there's one for the quarter, and then there's a year-long one so that you can win these Fireball earrings. And I'm going to show you a picture of them. So this month, let me show you a little picture of that. It is, I totally didn't bring up the right thing here. Okay, so you probably have already seen it. A lot of the directors have already posted it, but this is the, hang on. All right, awesome. Okay, so this is the bracelet right now for August, and it is this called a circle bracelet. Isn't it beautiful? So fancy, right? With a little bit of pink in it. I love these little adjustable ones instead of the clip bracelets. It's so much easier for me to get them on. So that is the one. If you did it in July, then you're on target for these. We call them the Fireball earrings. And that's anyone that does every month. Excuse me, I said 3 months, but it's 6 months. So from July all the way to December, you'll win these beautiful earrings. And then if you remember, they do one by career conference, and then they do another one by seminar. So you'll see that those different consistency clubs. So right now, everybody that did it is on target for that, which is pretty exciting. The other thing that I want to show you is in addition to this, they have a little Kate Spade. They know we like designer stuff, right? So they have this little Kate Spade bag, not little, but a nice Kate Spade bag, and they're going to give away 350 to 350 consultants and 125 to directors this month. And so the qualifications are for directors, you have to at least win your jewelry by doing a 600, and you have to have at least 5 Great Start qualified. But the units with the most Great Start qualified unit members over 5, the top 125 are going to win that purse. That bag. Okay, for beauty consultants, same with you. You have to win the earrings, the bracelet for the 600, and you have to have at least 2 Great Start qualified new team members. Okay, and then the top 350, minimum 2, will win the bag. Okay, so set your goal to at least be in the running, right? At least be in the running for the top 350 or the top 125. And wouldn't you just be so proud to be one of those Powered by Pink Great Start Challenge winners for this month. So let's get excited about adding to our team. You guys, it's only $30 for an e-start or $130 for the e-start and the starter kit. So we're not talking about a ton of money, and then you can help them sell enough to do their 600, or they can come in with it. So that is the two kind of big things going on this month that I want to tell you about. Also, just briefly, I'm going to show you the new products. This isn't going to be a full product demo. I know a lot of your directors are going to do that. So let me just show you just a flyer on it, which I know any of you guys that are like in the know, I know that if you're like me, like that's the first thing you look for is the new product. So these are the new products that we have. The directors, of course, get them early. That's why we love being a director. So I will give a little commercial. This is the apple and almond. It's the body wash and the body lotion. So if you have customers that are weird like me, okay, I have a lot of weird ways, but one of the weird ways is I cannot do perfumes. Like everything, it makes just any kind of perfumes, okay? So I only can use the 2-in-1 body wash. I can't even use the white tea and citrus, okay? But I thought, wonder if possibly, yes, I'm having no trouble with these products. So I'm so excited. Brad, one time, he goes, surely you can find something that will make you smell good. I'm like, I don't know how to take that. But anyway, I like these. I have not tried the berry and vanilla yet. So, but so far so good. It's not bothered me at all. So whatever kind of little something that's in the real heavy perfumes is not in this, but it's very light. It smells wonderful. Okay. And the good news is it's going to be regular line. So you can just get them. I mean, it's going into our line. So I'm excited about that. We have a couple of lipsticks that, you can see right here, the lipsticks. This is, they're sparkle lipsticks, okay? And there's in Ruby and Sunstone. And if you've been in Mary Kay a long time, like me, there was a color called Champagne. And I loved it. And it was sparkly like this. And I hoarded them so much that I got like 10 from this lady. And like I'm on my last one because I love it so much. So these are really, really pretty. You're going to love them. And they come in the 2 different colors on there. Then they have the little highlighters, one in Canary Diamond and one in Sapphire. And again, if you've been in a long time, we had a little Canary Diamond one. Who remembers that? Okay, and so I have a little bit of that on today. Then we have a couple of new nail polishes, as you can see on the screen, a couple of new nail polishes. And, I know some of you get your nails done, but what you do is you take your nail polish to the salon and you have them paint it with your color. And it's a great advertising tool too, because they go, oh, someone else sees it, say, yeah, you can get that from me, So anyway, beautiful colors on the 2 nail colors. We hadn't had nail colors in a little while too, so I think that's going to be good. And then we have these really sparkly, it is a shimmer liquid eyeshadow. So today, I'll show it to you in a second. I just put it on just as a liner. And like you don't need a lot. But it's very, very pretty. It really stands out. And I think people that like that little bit more glamour look will really like that. And so, of course, you got the berry and vanilla in the body care as well. And then the big promotion is going to be this pink clay mask. Y'all know how big our charcoal mask is, right? I mean, and so Mary Kay is even going to have, starting the 16th, pink mask challenge on Instagram and on social media, where you take a picture of yourself in the pink mask and you post it. And so they're having a little social media fun on that as well. And so this is going to be really nice. It's, I can't wait. I haven't tried it. Some of the directors at the end, we may talk about that. Some of you have tried it, but I haven't tried it yet. But I know it's going to be amazing. I'm doing a little thing tomorrow for some of my people with all this. So I'm going to be using that pink mask. And then it's got a cute little bag that you can get as well. So that's kind of like a quick rundown. Oh, and the little towel for the pink mask. It says beautiful. So I think Mary Kay did a good job. This is called Treat Yourself Like a Treasure. We all want to do that, don't we? So that is like just the new August stuff in like a quick preview. This is the new lookbook. It's beautiful. So just in case you're kind of new and you don't know how this works, If you did the preferred customer program and sent the lookbooks out, you get to order on the 10th. Or if you were a star consultant last quarter. Otherwise, you get to order on the 15th. It goes live on the 16th on your marykay.com websites. So that's how that works. So if you happen to be participating in a fall preview, you will let your customers know the day you can order, and they can pre-order it. There is a limit of 10 on most everything. So you can look at that for right now, because they want to make sure everybody gets some. So the women that order 400 of them, can't hoard yet. So there is a limit of 10. So that's the scoop on the new stuff for August. It's going to be an awesome August, because it always is when we have a product launch. And, things are going to get a little bit, people did a lot of vacationing in July. So I'm really looking forward to August. And I know you guys are too. So summer school, let's go back to summer school. Week 4. So you guys, in the book, you're supposed to read chapters 5 and 6 last week. And so if you read them, and congratulations to all you winners of the earrings, I love it on all the chat. If you read it, I want you to comment what were some of your takeaways on the book. I'm going to tell you just a couple of mine that I thought were so good. The 2 chapters were the Mary Kay enthusiasm, and it was put on a happy face. And when I read these stories, it's just such a good reminder. The first thing that I saw in here was how Mary Kay always opened the meetings with the song Mary Kay Enthusiasm. And we used to sing it at our meetings. That's how I grew up in Mary Kay. I got the Mary Kay Enthusiasm up in my head. And then we go all the way through that, down in my heart, down on my feet, and then all over me. And I can remember seeing Mary Kay Ash sing this song. And so we used to say, let me think how we did it when we did all over me. But the way Mary Kay did it, she would say, I got the Mary Kay enthusiasm. She'd go, all over me, all over me. So then that's the way I started doing it. And so she was so cute doing that song. And that's how we started every single seminar. And then we all stood up and sang it together. And so she knew that when you'd had a hard day and women are coming to a meeting and they're tired and they're like, you start out with that song. She got people in the right frame of mind to receive what she wanted to give them. So I think it's pretty awesome. Also that she talked about how we have to make sure we teach our women how to use the products that we give them. And I think we do a pretty good job on that. But if you just if you just make a sale and you don't teach them how to use it, then it stays underneath their bathroom cabinet. So that's why the follow-up of how did you like it? Did you try it last night? Do you have any questions? That 2 + 2 + 2 is so important. You call people 2 days after you sell to them, and then 2 weeks, and then every 2 months after that. And that's the way Mary Kay taught us to check up on our people that you're making your sales to. Another thing that stood out to me was she said that the speed of the leader is the speed of the game. And I knew, she said that so much. And she would, especially to the sales director, she's like, look, don't expect your unit to do, more than you're doing. Make sure you lead by example, by example, by example. And she said, if the director is enthusiastic, the consultants in her unit will be enthusiastic. Don't y'all agree with that? And so another thing is that she said, she talked about not discussing your personal problems at your Mary Kay parties. Now that seems a little common sense. However, let me just say, it's easy to get caught up when you're doing a party and then one girl starts sharing her problems. Okay. Then the next girl starts sharing her problems. And then you're like, I got problems too. So you start sharing your problems. And all of a sudden you just kind of lose any kind of charisma you have with those people. And it doesn't, it takes away from the Mary Kay party. So Mary Kay used to say, it's always been my philosophy that a salesperson should never discuss personal problems with customers. I give our consultants 2 suggestions regarding this belief. Number 1, mentally turn off your problems before going to a skincare class. Number 2, when you enter that door, enter with enthusiasm. And she says, when they ask, how are you? They really don't want to know. They don't really want to know that your husband lost his job, your children have the chicken pox, or your water heater just broke. They don't. And so she said, don't inflict your troubles on them. They got enough of their own. So I thought that was pretty good advice and a good reminder. And she said, things she does is she reads good motivational books, and back then listened to tapes to keep herself in her mind, the where it should be. She also talked about in this when her husband passed away, and she was booked for a big conference. And y'all probably heard this story many times, but in case you haven't, she was booked for this big conference. Her husband passed away, and on a Tuesday, I believe, and then on Thursday or Friday, it was this conference. And no one expected her to be there. She was, grief ridden, but she decided to go anyway. And she decided to put on a happy face at that conference. And she said that, it just helped her. So many people told her that was the example. By her example, they were able to do the same and put on a happy face for a few minutes and give to those people. And I just thought that is just a beautiful example of how she did it. And so these next two chapters you're going to read, you guys, are on God first, family second, and career third. And then it's on the story of one career woman and many hats that she wears. Very good. I read them right before the meeting, and it really tells you that chapter on Mary Kay, God first, family second, career third, that shows Mary Kay's heart. So if you wonder who our founder is and why she says the stuff she does and how she really feels, you got to read that chapter. Even if you have not cracked the book yet, read that one chapter so you understand Mary Kay Ash, our founder. And so what a remarkable woman. So let me see if some of y'all put some things in here about the book. Okay, yeah, Misha, she did the same one that I said. That's great. About in order to be successful, you have to leave your personal problems at home. Always wear a smile. Nothing ever great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. And yes, and Mary Kay held 3 parties a day. Thank you very much. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one after she put her kids to bed, or after she fed them dinner and had a housekeeper put them to bed. That's when she was a single mom. And so, yeah, you can't outwork Mary Kay Ash. I hate to tell you. Now, we could with our virtual parties, right? Laree says a man is about as happy as makes up his mind to be. That was another one. Very good. Very good. So the bio that was that we're supposed to read for tonight is about Arlene Lenars. So I'm going to just share that with you guys, and we're just going to go through her story. These are the National Sales Directors Emeritus, and they are they're legends in our company, and they're really like the pioneers. Like without these ladies, we would not be here today, because they had to do this when nobody knew who Mary Kay was. And so, and I met Arlene Lenars many times. She was in our seminar, and she's just a great speaker and just a beautiful inside and out. She was from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Her theme song was "You Light Up My Life," and her career highlights that she was a Cadillac director since 1974, $500,000 Circle of Achievement, #1 sales director in 1977 with 920,000 in unit retail production. That should tell you something, y'all. Go Give Award, April 1997. The Millionaires Club earned more than $6 million commissions during her Mary Kay career. Charter member of the Top 10 Nationals. Won every Top 10 national trip they had. She's an executive senior national and #1 national director in all of Mary Kay in 1997. So I would say she made it to the top, wouldn't y'all? So here's her little story. It says, it was a typical August day in 1972 when Mary Kay came into my life, and never again was my world to be ordinary. That day, per usual, I was absorbed in my soaps, watching As the World Turns. Do we need to have true confessions here? Okay. I yawned and yearned for something more in my life. I had resigned from my nursing position at the hospital because I was working weekends and holiday shifts with 4 children. I grew weary of always having to compromise my family for my job. So with the encouragement of my husband, Dick, I resigned and became a full-time housewife. Now, as much as I love being a wife to Dick and a mother to our children, after 13 years, I had really mastered the art of housekeeping. I was ready for a change in my life. Even though Dick's job provided very well, we both knew that in the not too distant future, all 4 of our children would be in college at the same time, and an additional income would be imperative for their education. Little did I know that the answer to my prayer was to come in the form of a telephone call from an enthusiastic Mary Kay beauty consultant. She offered me a complimentary facial and suggested I share my makeover with a few friends. We scheduled the skincare class for the following Friday, and all my guests simply loved it. I was impressed. As I watched the beauty consultant, I began to wonder if perhaps this would be something I could do. She was having a ball. It looked easy. The product really sold itself, as she said that she was making full-time pay on part-time hours. After the class, the consultant invited me to a Mary Kay coffee to meet her sales director and her sister consultants. On Monday morning, I attended my very first unit meeting. Within minutes of my arrival, I knew I had found a home. Everyone radiated from within, and their enthusiasm was contagious. You guys, Mary Kay used to teach the women and the directors to have their unit meetings on Monday mornings. So these were mostly housewives that didn't have other jobs. So that's when they met, is on Monday mornings, like at 10 o'clock. Isn't that something? So you do the parties and invite your prospects to the meeting. That day, immediately after the meeting, I was privileged to have Nancy Tejan, and y'all remember we talked about her, one of the first ones, present the marketing program to me. She showed me how I could benefit from this unparalleled opportunity. That was the day my life turned around and I became a Mary Kay beauty consultant. I went flying home to share the good news with Dick. We had always dreamed about having our own business, but we never had the financial capital necessary to get started. But now we had our business, our Mary Kay business. However, have any of y'all got some howevers? However, my husband was not as thrilled as I was. In fact, he quickly informed me that this was my business, not our business. Funny how fast he changed his mind, though, when I asked him to stamp the backs of all my checks. At my skincare classes, I was meeting sharp, talented, intelligent women who were stuck in dead-end, low-status, low-paying jobs. Women like myself who were searching for self-identity and personal growth. There were single-parent moms of latchkey kids who are in desperate need of Mary Kay, and career women who climbed to the very top of the corporate structure, only to find men only on the door. Exactly 1 year from the day I signed my beauty consultant, the Lennars Leaders debuted as a unit on stage at Seminar 1973 with 41 beautiful unit members. The following seminar, 1974, after being a unit for only 1 year, so all our new directors need to listen to this, we earned the use of our first pink Cadillac and captured a place in the top 10 as number 6 unit in all of Mary Kay. That's after her first year. For the next 3 years, our unit was honored as a Cadillac winner and a top 10 unit. In November 1977, we were the number 1 unit in all the company, and we debuted as the 16th national sales director, national area. Someone once said, when you do something with your whole being, simply because you love it, you experience life as it should be lived. I am so deeply grateful to Mary Kay for giving me this opportunity. And so Arlene, how many of you that are on here have met Arlene Lennars? Anybody had met her? Yeah, several of you. And so she was, to me, she was just queenly. You know, I was just like, wow, Arlene Lennars. You know, it just, that's how I felt about her, because the words that came out of her mouth, she was so inspirational. And it's amazing how these women in 1 year got after it and said, hey, I'm not messing around. Won their Cadillac their first year, and then what it was 3 years later became a national sales director. It's really it's a great, like, if you're going to follow somebody, that's who you're going to follow. Instead, she could have been sitting around watching As the World Turns every day. Any of y'all watch soaps way back in the day? I was hooked on them. I'm gonna confess, I was hooked on Days of Our Lives. I just had to know what Bo and Hope were doing every day. And so instead of living life, I was watching their fake life. And so Mary Kay saved me from Days of Our Lives. And some of y'all probably from As the World Turns or General Hospital, or I don't even know what the soaps are today, but it's funny when you hear stories like that. So I hope that story inspired you a little bit. Yes, and some of y'all, you're a great leader and great integrity, for sure, for sure. Okay, you guys, so that is our little inspiration for the night. And the training tonight is actually on opening your party. And so, back in the day, isn't that funny? Like 2 years ago, we opened our party in person. And some of you are going back to that. And if you remember, as a hostess would come in, you would, or let's say you go to her house, you would set up a little station in her kitchen with a satin handset. And normally we would let either our hostess we show her how to do the satin handset, and she would do it on her guests as they came in, and you would greet them. And as they finished, They would come to the table, and if you hadn't already pre-profiled them, they would fill out the profile sheet, or you would go over with them some of their skincare and get their tray set up if you as they were doing it, unless you had already pre-profiled everybody. And it was just a way when they came in to greet everybody, to introduce who you were, so everybody could just relax a little bit and not look at you as the sales lady that's just trying to take their money. Okay, because there's nothing worse than coming in a room and like people having a bad attitude against you, right? You're just there to have fun. And so that this whole little opening was very important. And then when everybody sat down, their hands felt wonderful. Mary Kay wanted us to do that satin hands first because it just loosened people up a little bit. And they're like, man, if nothing else, their hands felt good, right? If nothing else. And so then we would go and we would have our Mary Kay flip chart out, right? We would introduce ourselves. And the first thing we would do is introduce Mary Kay Ash and talk about Mary Kay and her story. And then we would go through a little bit about the company and the charitable foundation, and then our story and some of our visions and our missions. And so here's the thing. During your virtual parties, you can do the same thing. If you don't get in so big of a hurry that you're trying to do everything in a 3.5 minute timeline, you can take a little extra time and introduce Mary Kay Ash and introduce yourself to these women, because you don't know who the next beauty consultant is. So if you really think about, I'm not just here to sell, I'm also looking for my next team member. And so you may think, how can I do that virtually? Well, I am here to show you how to do that tonight. And I'm going to show you exactly where to find a little more training on this. And some of it is kind of newer on InTouch that you may not have seen before. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to go to, this is the Mary Kay University. And I got here by just going on our marykayintouch.com. And then I go to Education MK University. And then you just go to step number 5, and it's the party. Okay. And so on this, they have like an intro, how to coach the hostess, which we talked about, profiling the customer, the in-person party. And in the in-person party, right here is a whole video on how to do the opening. I'm not going to play that because I just kind of went through that with you. So, and some of you have done in-person parties. You're like, I got that, but how can I do it virtual? Well, if you click on the virtual skincare party, there's a before the party, the actual party, and then the follow-up. So we're going to play just a couple of minutes of her opening, how she opens the party. And I just want to show you where this is. And then I'm going to show you when we get done, how she got the materials that she used for her parties. Okay. So I'm going to just pull this up.
You've rehearsed. You're dressed for success. You found your space. Now, let's get this party started. Make sure that you download the Mary Kay Digital Showcase app on your phone or tablet so that you can reference the virtual skincare party dialogue. If you'd like, you can also print the virtual skincare party dialogue from Mary Kay InTouch, Education, Party Central, Virtual Parties. They were made just for you and can help you hold a successful virtual party. The key is to make it sound like it's not scripted. If you miss a word, don't stress. Just keep going. Tell yourself you're doing great. Hi. I'd like to thank everyone for joining today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jen, and I'm your Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. I would also like to thank my hostess, Mariah. I reward all of my hostesses with fabulous perks, and I'd be happy to tell you about them at the end of this party.
Yes, and they're really good too. Just saying.
Aren't they? Okay, today you're going to learn about incredible Mary Kay products for healthy and radiant skin. And as we go along, I'll also share information about the company, so you'll get to know what makes the brand so special. Before we get started, make sure you have everything you need. Remember those product samples I sent? You'll need those scissors to open them, a washcloth, access to water, and a pen, so you're able to participate in all the fun activities during our party.
Yes, I have mine all right here. I've been so excited to try these products this week.
Feel free to like, love, and comment in the chat throughout the party. At the end, I'll follow up with each of you one-on-one for an individual consultation to discuss your specific skincare and beauty needs and to answer any questions you may have. Sound good?
I'm in. Me too.
Now, I'd like to tell you a little about Mary Kay Ash and why I started my Mary Kay business. Mary Kay was a single mom struggling to make ends meet in a male-dominated business world for more than 25 years. She retired in protest after yet another man whom she'd trained was promoted above her. In 1963, Mary Kay thought about her career frustrations and wished there was a company where women could be fully rewarded for their skills and abilities. She realized she didn't just have to sit and wish. She could start that kind of company herself. And she knew she wanted that company to sell a product that would create confidence and make women feel beautiful inside and out. Let's watch this video.
For one woman, it was always mission possible. Mary Kay Ash was ahead of her time, all of the time.
I've been building my Mary Kay business for 5 years. By all of you being here today, you're all helping me fulfill my mission, vision, and goals. So thank you from the bottom of a grateful heart. One of the things I love about Mary Kay is the opportunity that it allows a woman to create a business that gives freedom and flexibility and can fit her life based on her goals. Mary Kay Ash always said, "There's a future independent beauty consultant at every party." So I wonder, who do you think it might be? Would you like to own your own business where you can work as little or as much as you choose and potentially earn extra money? Well, you never know. Just watch me today to see if you think you'd ever want to learn what to do. Feel free to let me know if you're interested in learning more about the Mary Kay opportunity. You can let me know through the chat. Create your own iStory before the party so you can reference virtual skincare party flip chart dialogue and also in your Start Something Beautiful magazine. Remember, suggestions for what you need to say are in your virtual party flip chart dialogue. Every year, Mary Kay spends millions of dollars and conducts hundreds of thousands of tests. They do it to make sure every product meets our own high standards of quality, safety, and performance. How many of you have a drawer full of makeup or skincare mistakes that you paid good money for?
That would be me.
Same.
With the Mary Kay Satisfaction Guarantee, if there's ever any Mary Kay product you purchase today and later decide you'd like to swap or return because it isn't the right formula or color, just let me know. I can exchange it or issue you a refund if you prefer.
Wait, so you're saying if I try like a lipstick and it doesn't work like I expected, I can just exchange it?
Exactly.
Wow.
We all want beautiful skin, right? If you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about your skin, what would it be? Feel free to put your comments in the chat.
Oof, we might run out of chat space.
I think we all feel that way, but let me ask you this. Are you ready to make some changes?
Yes.
Today, I'll show you a simple routine that can do just that. And it only takes a few minutes in the morning and evening. Wow, right?
That would be amazing.
Great. Now it's time to experience something I call a miracle.
Say no more. I'll take it.
The Time-Wise Miracle Set 3D is an innovative.
Okay, you guys, so that is like a virtual party. It's exactly how we did a regular party in person. And I know some of you that did parties in person, maybe you didn't use your flip chart, but it's a few years ago when my unit really started growing, like wildly growing to a really top unit. We started using the flip chart at every single solitary party so that every single girl in the unit could come in and know how to do a party. And it was easy because I could show them, these are the words, this is the thing, this is what you say, this is what you do. So everybody can read and everybody can learn how to use it. So I want to show you, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to share the screen of how to find this virtual flip chart. And if you chose to use this at a Mary Kay party, a virtual party, then this is how you would use it, okay? So I'm going to go back to the screen. Okay, so this is the Mary Kay University. So you just go scroll on down and you go to the resources right here, okay? And under resources, you will see lots of different things you can read up on and maximizing your sales. But right here at the bottom, it says the virtual skincare party. And if you look right here, it says virtual skincare party dialogues. So you would just click on that. It would pull this sheet up right here. Then you can take this and this little down arrow, or you can print them out. But on virtual, you may just want to do it this way and like download them. So when you download them, it'll say virtual flip chart, or however your computer, it may look a little tiny different for what kind of computer you have. Okay, so you would save it somewhere you can find it. Okay, I always tell my mother when she's trying to save, I said, Mother, pay attention to where you're saving it so that you can find it. So I like to just save stuff I use all the time, just right on my desktop. For a person, I have a Mac. For the people that use a PC, there's usually a document folder. You might put one that just says virtual party. So then you would just save it. Okay. So then when you're ready to do your party, you could actually click on the virtual party. You could click on this virtual skincare party dialogues. Okay. There is the back of the normal flip chart, right? So what I could do is I could take the words, okay, and put them in a screen. And on Zoom, you have Zoom going, but like beside it on your computer screen, you could have these words right there where you could actually, so like if I was doing it, you wouldn't see these words. I would just see them because they'd be right over here on the side. All right. Instead, you would go to the flip chart, the virtual party flip chart. You would have this where you screen share this with your people. And so on my party, I would screen share this, but then I would go and I would be reading this. Okay, this is not shown. And let's see, where's my thing? This is shown and the words are not shown. And so it just makes it where you would, and then you remember the little video she played? It's right here. So like at your Zoom party, you just would click on it. And there's that cute little video of Mary Kay.
One woman, it was always,
So, and then you would just go through the whole little flip chart. And as you did that on your side, you would sit here and you would go through. And if you look right up here on the corner, this shows the actual thing that they're looking at. Okay. So this, if you click on it, says it's her story. So that's what they're looking at. And this is what you're going to be reading. So whatever slide you have on, then you would make sure you're on the right page, right? So this is remember the Empower one, and you can actually flip up like this for yourself and it'll be on a little side screen, okay? And I know some of you are going, Clete, I don't get that. It's okay, you can watch it again, but I'm just telling you, there's like on your computer, you can have something on the side here you're looking at that everybody else can't see because you're not screen sharing your whole entire computer, all right? You're only screen sharing the flip chart. Does that make sense? And so then when you get ready to do your party, you have some cute little visuals and you could see how she went kind of back and forth. But even right here, this is a great one that you could play. They've got the little samples. And then you could say, I'm going to just show you a quick video about what you're fixing to try.
A revolution in skincare begins today
and
with
then
a
you would
breakthrough
play,
three-dimensional approach to skin aging.
You would play the Miracle Set video at your party. It's a 1-minute video. And hey, they say it really good, right? And you would just go through this little party and it goes through the charcoal mask. It has a little bit better place. It's a simple party and it goes through just the skincare. This is the flip chart. Of course, if there's something you weren't going to use, like you could just tell them about it and they wouldn't have to use it, right? And then it has your sets at the end. There's some extra stuff, extra supplements. There's a little placemat, boom. And then I appreciate you. And then you're done. Thank you, gorgeous. Isn't that awesome? So the reason why I wanted to show you that, I'm going to go back to just remind you. So you go to Mary Kay in Touch, you go to Education, click on MK University, go to step number 5. You're going to click on the virtual party you can watch all these little videos. Then you're going to go to the bottom and you're going to look right here where it says Skincare Party Dialogue, virtual Skincare Party Dialogue, Virtual Party Flip Chart, guest pages. Okay. So everybody, if you have some questions about that, just put it in the chat. When I was looking through this, I've seen this before and I know it's on the digital showcase and things like that. but sometimes like how you see it and then you forget where it is. I just wanted to remind everybody that it is there for you. It hasn't been there forever. Like the last couple of months, they put it there. And just to help these women that this is the way they're doing their parties, is they're mailing out the samples of the skincare, Time-Wise Miracle Set, charcoal mask, microdermabrasion. Okay. And then they're doing the party just like the lady had, right in front. If you want, and you can go back and really next week, this week is opening. The party next week is sharing the products, and then we're going to do closing. So we may show a little bit more of it next week, but if you want to read ahead, you absolutely can. Okay, let me look over here at the messages. Perfect. Everybody's so brilliant. Okay, so that's how you do that. And tonight, that is the main thing I wanted you to think about when you do your parties. Don't leave out Mary Kay, Ash. Tell a little bit about Mary Kay, Ash, and about your goals in Mary Kay, because I think that could be why some areas where the recruiting is not, maybe you're not recruiting as much as you could because you're going straight to the product. Now we do want to sell, but you guys, if we just go straight to the product and people never even know that there's an opportunity that you could sign up, or what Mary Kay does for women, or what it's done for you, your story is better than anybody's story, right? Because those people are there watching you. Then you're probably not going to be recruiting like we used to in person, where we had our little flip chart that made us go through those first 10 minutes of our little introduction, our little spiel about Mary Kay, the charitable foundation, your goals, your mission. Does that make sense? So interweave some of that in there, because this month we want to get Great Start qualified team members, and we want new team members in every unit. We need to have a goal of at least 10 new, right? So that our units will grow, and then get on up to 10, 20 new, 25 new, etc. People are recruiting, and the ones that are sharing the marketing plan, and not a ton of it, but just sharing something about Mary Kay to perk the interest, and then going back and following up and sharing a little bit more about our marketing plan. Okay, so that is what I got for you guys tonight. And I think in August it's a good reminder to put Mary Kay on women's faces, in person and virtual. But if you're not putting it on anybody's face, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Not a blessed thing, except for you are selling a little bit of reorders, right? Which is good. I love my reorders, but you want to grow your business. So you've got to reach out to new people. Okay. So I know the directors probably have something they'd like to add. And by the way, okay, this is that lipstick. I just got to show you. This is this sandstone. And I just used it with, see how sparkly it is? Let's see if you can see it. Like, let's more back here. I used it with just red lip liner because I have red on.
Oh, that is pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And then this is this little silver graphite, and I just put it as a liner on my eyes. Yeah. So it is, and I just dotted it. So I am like a sparkle girl. And then I put a little bit of this canary diamond just all over, just a little touch of glitter all over. So, and I did also want to remind you guys that this awesome Pink Paparazzi lipstick is back out, and limit of 5, but it's a cute color to really promote your Mary Kay business. If you know any paparazzi sales girls, they need some pink paparazzi on their lips while they're doing their parties, right? So anyway, matter of fact, you should book them for a party and tell them you'll give them a pink paparazzi lipstick if they'll have a party for you. She may have to have you have one for her too, but anyway, might be a good trade out. Okay, so directors or consultants, if you have something to add to this, just unmute and pop on here with me.
Hey, Cleta. Go ahead, Sayla.
Go ahead, Sayla.
Hey, everybody. Cleta, this is such a great series. Every Sunday night, I am so motivated. I'm like, let me get my showcase out and let's go do some faces tonight. I always love doing people in person. I love the flip chart. And this is a great reminder of the importance of the flip chart and doing it the Mary Kay way, whether we're doing it virtually or not. It is so important to not forget Mary Kay and who she was as a woman and why we are all here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I loved it tonight.
Oh, Thank you, Selah. And I know, Selah, when I was doing this class tonight, I thought about you, because Selah and I were the ones that got together, and we're doing this every week. And so what we would do is every single week, like we'd have guests come to the meeting, okay? And every week we'd have a consultant get up with a flip chart, and she might be brand new. And we're like, we don't care. Your whole job is to read. You have to read the back of the chart. And you guys, I mean, it got old a little bit to Selah and I, but I'm telling you, we would recruit people that had been at the meeting, and their first party, I would go, like maybe one of my consultants, I would say, well, do you want me? She goes, no, I think I got it. So I just sit there, and what does she do? Exactly like I did. What did I do? I read from the blessed flip chart. And you think at first that it's going to make your parties way too long. It really doesn't, you guys. It's when you start elaborating and tell a 30-minute story with each page. You can't do that. You got to stay on task. But say, like, when I was listening to it, I thought, I about remember, we did it so much. I think she was saying, like, I memorized that thing, right? So thank you so much, Selah. Okay, who else?
Me.
But I like about that.
Sorry.
We
Go
all
ahead,
wanna
Shannon.
talk. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What I like about that flip chart, the virtual flip chart, is that they put down the minutes. So it kind of gives you a gauge to know this is 2 to 3 minutes, so you can stay on task, so you don't. And that's one of the things that we need to kind of go through first, is just pay attention to the time that they put on the different pages, because it'll help to keep your parties, at a reasonable time, instead of going off on a tangent. Next thing you know, you're an hour and a half into a party when you should have been finished 30 minutes ago.
That's a great point. That is a great point. And they do have that at the top of your chart. And there are going to be women at your party that are very time conscious. Like they're like, I thought this was going to be done in like 30 minutes. I got to go. And then they leave with a charcoal mask on their face. So thank you. All right, Latrice, you want to go next?
Hey, yeah. So I love you bringing this back, because I have found with some of the virtuals that we are running in there and we're like doing these fabulous 5 things, and we're done like in 10 minutes. And we can't really, like you said, tell about Mary Kay, the company, the Mary Kay Foundation, any of that. I think we're just kind of rushing through. And so I have used this format, and I truly love it. Love the videos. And just real quick, I have a new consultant, and I just want to hope everybody listens and watches this later. She got a new job, and y'all, when she signed up with me last week, she said, because she's been in my unit before, she said, do y'all still do the first things, like the perfect start and stuff that we used to do? And I said, yes, we do. And she said, well, I was wondering, because my new job, I'm on a 90-day probation, 90 days. And I'm sitting here going, y'all, we have got MK University. We have got the legal module. We have got the skincare confident. We have got to educate ourselves, y'all. But when she said 90 days, do y'all know what you could do in 90 days in Mary Kay if you did all that? So thank you for bringing that back. And the flip chart, if you can read and squirt, I mean, hello, or you can read, you can do this. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
That's what Mary Kay used to say. If you can read, squirt, and flip, you can do Mary Kay. Okay, Rosie.
Well, first, Cleta, you look gorgeous tonight, as usual, but you are just glowing.
My little sparkle.
You are. And I'm just so excited about the new products. I think every time we get new products, I just look forward to it like a kid at Christmas. But I think that the flip chart is one of the most underused, but one of the greatest things we have. And I'm just going to go back to where when I started, there was no flip chart. And I remember going and watching Jana, and I had my note, and I was writing down every word, trying to write down every word she said, how nice it is to have something that's already done for you. And it just makes a world of difference. And I just want to thank you for sharing this. Sometimes I think that, Mary Kay provides all this for us. And I'm one of them. Sometimes we're guilty of not going in and taking the time to see what they have for us, because we're always in a hurry to do something else. And sometimes if we would just take that 5 or 10 minutes to learn something new, it's going to help us, in the long run, a lot more than the time we think we might have wasted by watching a video. So thank you for calling that to my attention. And Also, I like, when you showed us the pages you're going to share, because sometimes I feel like when we're doing a class online, I feel like I'm lecturing at them. You know what I mean? And I like to have a visual thing too. And I just think that makes a big difference. People have something to look at while you're talking. It makes a huge difference. So anyway, thank you.
You know what else I think it does, Rosie? It really makes you look professional,
Mhm.
and, yeah, you might need to practice the screen share option, on Zoom a couple of times so you know how to do it. But it really does make you look more professional when you can pop up something like that. Because most of these women, it could be their first time on a Zoom, unless I say that so many people now, they have Zoom meetings like all day long. So, but anyway, it still will put you at a higher level if you can learn just a few little technical skills. But what I think I wanted to say is, if you're there and going, there's no how, no way I can do that, get your blessed paper flip chart and hold it right here and just do it like that. You can still, if I held a piece of paper up, if you'd have to turn off your virtual, so you wouldn't see it. Not virtual, but your virtual background, but you would just have it and you could actually just hold it up and do it the old fashioned way too. So I did want to just say that to some of you who might be technically challenged. Okay. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you so much.
Hey, speaking of technically challenged, that was the thing that I wanted to bring about too, is, when you were going through it, I was thinking, oh, I think some people are getting deer in the headlights looks right now. When you're looking at, you've got one screen or one section of your screen that's got, the words to say, and then you've got your Zoom. Well, I'll just give you a little tip, because some people may not know it. And if you've got a designated office area set up, like I have an older flat screen TV. Once we replaced it and went to smart TVs and everything, I've got an older, just a flat screen TV that I use as an extra monitor in my office, and it's just plugged into my laptop. So what that does is that adds virtual real estate to your screens. And so some people may not know that you can even do that, but it just adds so much more space. So that way I've got my Zoom call here, I've got my scripts and things up there on the other screen, so that way I can, it just gives you more room to do those kind of things. So some of you may not know that you can do that, so I just wanted to throw that out there too. And like she said, if it's overwhelming for you to think about the script on one or whatever, just print it off. It's the same thing we've always had, and it came in the starter kit. So the scripts are great. And thank you for adding, where to find those little videos and things to play those in your virtual meetings or your virtual parties. That's just something I just haven't done, because, like you taught me, I memorized the script, the flip chart. I can say it in my sleep. So, but I think adding those videos to it does give you some credibility, and it just takes some of the pressure off you, because they're seeing a high end video resolution, product that you can add to it, so that you're not just sitting there talking to them. So that's just what I wanted to add. And I do love all the shimmery colors.
Yes. Thank you.
Pardon my look. I've been canoeing all afternoon and just got home and ran in. So.
Hey, you look good. You look good. And you know what, you guys, on the digital showcase on your app, on your Mary Kay app, you can put that up.
All right. Your family gone.
Shannon, we need to mute you, sister. Hang on. Anyway, you can pull it up on your app, and then you can pull up those words. Let's just say you can't figure out how to do the dual screen. You could just kind of like even just put your words right here. Like I'm putting it right underneath my computer screen. And then you could just take that and just flip up and have the words right there. So that's an idea too. So there is it's like
that's a great idea.
Find a way, make a way. If you have,
right.
Because I have people that go, I don't have a printer. I'm like, where are we got to start here? Let's everybody get some stuff.
Mary Kay has a contract with Office Depot. Go have it printed there and they'll ship it to you.
That's right. Jana?
Hey, ladies. Okay, Cleta, number one, your lipstick looks on point. Number two, the flip chart is available to purchase on Mary Kay in touch when you're on your order form in section 2. So if you need the paper one, put that right in front of you. And I love that the flip chart makes us duplicatable, because let's just say that you do 5,000 parties and you're so good. You're like the Michael Jordan of Mary Kay. You've taken so many shots, you just do it automatically. Well, guess what? people might look at you and say, wow, she's so good. I just don't know if I could do what she does.
Yeah.
And so when they do join your team, you say, oh girl, I got a flip chart. You know what I mean? I just show you how to, can you read? Well, then you can do what I do. So I love that it does help us be duplicatable. And I just love that you're sharing the Emeriti. That just really touches my heart. I love hearing their stories. So thank you so much, Cleta. Great. Everything's great.
Awesome. Thank you, girl. Okay, anybody else? We're about out of time. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for plugging in tonight. August 1st, we have a whole entire 29 days left of the month. What happened to today? Day 1. So if you don't have some things on your books, let's get some things on your books. Don't get crazy. You don't have to be so super creative. Let's just do it the old way, either virtual or in person, and share the products, share the business, and you'll sell and get recruits. That's what we're going to do. So thank you, everybody. If you're in my unit, you need to stay on because we're going to have a little short sales meeting. Everybody else, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.